Welcome everybody back to some Atlas. Black Seas 2 is the name of this map. Do apologise about the delay in actually starting the stream. Just as I was about to hit the button to go live, had some stuff's come up that we need to deal with. It was about 5 minutes ago. So anyway, we are here. Now, just before I started the stream, I just went through and checked all the troughs. They're all good. All the okay, we don't go that door. Checked all the ships. They're now all good. Just updated everything. What are you doing down in there? Oh, you had no saddle either. Oh, don't want to take a saddle off. You like don't. Okay, let's just see if we can get you a saddle then. Do I have a spare saddle? And whilst I was running around, yes I do. Whilst I was running around and doing all, hang on, tier 3 of what I think is what I want, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah, I'll get to the words yet. Whilst I was running around getting and checking all the ships and the troughs, I noticed that I got these ugly brown pants down here. Which means I need to go and do, that's the one I want. What about, Fountain of Youth. Fountain of Youth, yes, I'm getting to it. We'll get the words out eventually. We're going to go and do the Fountain of Youth. What are you squawking about, Core? So once I actually move this giraffe and stop its butt hanging out the wall and falling into the ground, we shall go and do that. Now I'm trying to decide which particular cave. Oh, now you've fixed yourself. Sheesh. There you go. Moves you forward anyway. I have to decide which fountain I actually want to go and do this at. And which ship I'm going to take. Now, I'm thinking because of our mass extinction of NPC crew recently, the only ship I've got here that's actually fully crewed is either my sloop for diving, because it only needs one crew, or Dreadful, which is my combat schooner. So I'm thinking Dreadful is actually going to be it. Why? Because I don't want to have to deal with any ships of the damned that come up. I want to be able to just either obliterate them or just go past them. So we'll do that. Now, the next decision is, of course, which cave we are going to go to. Now, it actually is a pretty tough decision, because let's have a look at our map. As you can see, there's actually 2 caves in this cell. However, that cave is the easiest one to do. Why is there so many beds up here? Okay, never mind. But there is that one there. That's the cave spawn. I could potentially just drop all my gear and go there. That way I don't actually have to take a ship. And you know, I'm thinking that's exactly what I'm going to do. Just to save me taking the ship. It's not that I don't mind taking the ship, but if I don't have to spend half an hour sailing, I'll not spend half an hour sailing. I think that's a pretty self-explanatory type thing. But I better go and offload all of the gear that I'm currently carrying because we can't take anything with. That's right, I was going to check that. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, that one. Not fertilised apparently. Them's the seeds. Let's just take 4 of you. We'll put 4 of you in there. It supposedly has got chickpeas in it, so we'll see what it does. I'm thinking it's broken. I'm thinking. Oh, we've got a small one. Oh, never mind. Now, I would have preferred to... Look in there. Okay. Wow, I'm having trouble really Englishing today. I'll English eventually, don't worry about it. What am I actually wearing? Hide or fur? How you going, Zorik? Take you off. Go away. Thank you. So when are you going to jump back on and move your character from hanging out the wall where it is? Oh, yeah. You might be wearing some very bright attire too. Apparently somebody decided that they needed to see you, so they actually... they decided you needed to be seen. I think I can still see you out the wall. Oh, close the door. No? Did somebody move you? Did you move you? You're not there. I don't know where you are then. I don't know. Could be anywhere. Second, folks. Sorry about that. A little bit of an important phone call. So, so we're here. What was I doing? That's what I'm doing. I'm going to try and do the fountain of rejuvenation-y thingy. I think I just... Yep, okay, I'm naked. Fast travel. We are going up to you there. You there, come here. Let me into this little secrety boxy housey shack. You can do it. You can do it. There it is. Okay. Told you, a little boxy shack. The cave entrance right there. There's usually somewhere around here there could be a crocodile too, so I have to be careful. Okay, there's a fire elemental over there. Oh, but not leave the door open. Now, this a lot of the time is a more passive cave, but we've got spiders and we've got bats, so we don't know. We might make it, we might not. Oh, it would happen to be right on the path, wouldn't it? Let me get it. Let me get it. Give it to me. What? It wouldn't activate. I spammed E and it wouldn't trigger. Hang on. It did trigger. It did trigger. Look at that. I didn't get the message for it. At least I didn't notice the message for it. Okay, well, apparently I did it. Well, it's pointless me being here then, isn't it? That's Anubis's. That's the one I want. Yeah. Who knows? Anyway, apparently, I don't know what you heard. Apparently, there's a new major. Oh, sorry, their words. Monumental patch dropped today. It is actually dropped, but I actually have turned this server off from auto updating because it's. Let's just say it makes some fundamental changes to the game again. Namely, skills. They have completely reworked the skill tree altogether, everything. And see this in music and dance? It no longer exists. It's not part of the new tree. Survivalism here is the tree that is used to unlock every other tree. You can't unlock out of the other trees. And there's a few other changes. They've made some changes to the level cap and all that sort of jazz as well. They've introduced a whole stack of new crap. I don't really think I like the direction they're going because all the new stuff they've included is all cursed or damned. Literally, you can actually summon an army of the damned. I mean, a soldier of the damned as a follower. You can put in damned altars and all this sort of stuff. And there's one of them, a burial mound, that allows you that When you kill creatures, it helps speed up the conversion of the meat into rotten meat. And then there is another one. I think it's the totem that allows your character to actually eat rotten meat. Um, the other one, the temple is actually not too bad. The temple has got rooms inside it. You can put different stations inside the rooms. They're crafting stations, but they give you a random chance of getting better than just common. Um, so you could get a fine or a journeyman or a masterwork something when you craft it and things like that. So that one could potentially be interesting. And they've increased gold generically across the board. They've changed the map substantially. Now this is hopefully this doesn't mess with my map because it's unofficial. But there are now portals found within cells, and you use those portals to transition to new biome zone maps. They've split all the maps up into biome zones, basically. Like the Arctic region is like a 6x2 map. And another one like and they've actually named them after, they've got the Mediterranean region, you've got South America, and they've actually named them that way. And there's like another one might be a 5x2, another one might be a 5x4, and they're all different sized map zones that you use these portals that you find out in the ocean to actually transition to. Yeah, that one would be useful for bug, exactly. So, but the thing is, since it is a huge change to some fundamental cores of how the game works, I quickly jumped in and turned off the auto update system out of Gportal, just so that I can see how it plays out. If it comes out that it's not as broken as it could potentially be, then I might see about updating the server. But for the moment, I have to admit I'm actually not inclined to update the server at this point in time, based on the changes that it's making. I have just grave concerns about the stability or instability, I should say, that's going to introduce. Now, for those other people watching, that's no reflection upon the host provider, Gportal. They're the game server hosting service that I use for this 3x3 cluster, as well as a couple of other games. They, from a game server hosting service perspective, do a brilliant job. I've got no complaints about them. In fact, if you're interested in setting up your own game servers for yourself, a small group of friends, or even a large cluster for public and community play, by all means hit the link that's in the chat that keeps popping up in the chat from Streamlabs, or in the panels below the actual video itself, or if you're catching this after the fact over on YouTube, there you will find a link to it in the description as well. If you click on that link and bounce on over to Gportal, you can actually get 5% off your game server hosting if you use that link. So by all means, check them out. They use GameCloud for all of their server hosting provider services, whatever. So they're quite up to date and modern spec'd out tech. So they're quite reliable, stable, and for more important for a lot of people, they are also quite cheap. So, Mr. Wilson, 32, and welcome, greetings, and how's it going? Welcome to the stream, or to chat, or whatever term you want to use for it. I was just commenting maybe about Grapeshot dropping a new patch for major, to use their words, monumental patch for Atlas, and my concerns that it might break some stuff. At this point in time, I didn't think so. At this point in time, this server is not set to auto update, just so. Thank you. Just so I can see how that pans out and make sure that it's not going to break the whole map, server, etc. Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, so you're familiar with it. Yeah, they're wiping. That's the other thing that would frustrate me too. It would really frustrate me. That's why I ended up going and playing, building a private server. It's because every time they make a change, they wipe and you've got to start all over again. And it gets really frustrating after a while, having to start from scratch all over again. I'm sure you're probably familiar with that. I've had to do it twice on this map because a change of host provider and stuff like that. So, and that was frustrating enough, to be honest. I mean, they announced the patch had dropped, but I haven't actually seen any evidence that they've actually dropped it yet, so I really don't know how that's working out. Yeah. I was actually commenting to somebody earlier today that, I mean, up until now I've been quietly optimistic that their proposed changes and the direction they're taking it was actually going to make a better or more enjoyable game. But I will admit this new patch has put some serious doubts in my mind, because they are definitely taking it well and truly away from the direction they started with, which is what got them their decent player base. And whether they don't know or they don't care, they are actually losing quite a lot of player base as a result of their changes, because it's not the game we all actually started with. So, look, I don't know. Time will tell. Maybe I'll be proved wrong. There's a part of me that... Fine. There's a part of me that hopes that I'll be proved wrong and that it will actually turn into a reasonably good game, but from what I'm seeing is they're introducing more and more instability, more and more bugs that they're not fixing. Like, have they fixed islands yet? Now, what I mean by that is, now I don't know whether it's the same for official, but I know on this map, no matter which island you go to, the thatch you get is bark. Just bark. You know, there's very few islands that give you anything other than bark as the thatch. And even on biomes where you're supposed to get something else, you get bark. I mean, bark. Oh, they're waiting, yeah. And the thing is, Grapeshot don't communicate very well, because they can say, oh yeah, the patch is going to drop at XYZ time, and 4 hours after that it still hasn't dropped, but there's no update from them saying why or when to expect it or anything like that. So, I don't know. As a game developer, I think they leave a lot to be desired. They don't seem to value their community, for starters. And they certainly don't communicate with their community very well at all. I had an issue pending on the forums that I addressed to them, more so in regards to the server grid editor, but it was also they posted the how-to on it. They posted the documentation on how to use it, and their documentation is just plain wrong. It doesn't work, and I queried it. And of course, I've heard nothing from anybody in regards to that. The truth is, my personal opinion, I have to preface that, my personal opinion, they actually don't want people to run private servers. The tools they offer are token tools. When they changed the biomes so that the map developers could actually define biomes for each island, they did so without properly testing it, because they don't work. I've gone in there, I've created new biome lists, I've applied them to the islands, I've applied them to so many different islands from so many different regions and biomes, you know, and none of them work. The closest you'll get to them working is when you hit H on something, you'll get the right display. Oh, ad. Two, one, and we're back. Sorry, I just thought I'd wait on the ad. Yeah, they don't play work. If you hit a H on, I tried changing some metal nodes to changing the metal in them, and you hit H on it and it displays that it's changed, but when you harvest it, you get the original metal. So they just don't work, and to date they still haven't been fixed. So Yeah, I don't really think they want private servers out there. They actually want everybody to play official, um, because that way they're in control. But the tools to be able to even modding, there's really not a lot of documentation on how to mod properly, to be honest. Not like Atlas, which I mean Arc. The closest you can get to getting any decent documentation on how to mod Atlas is to actually look at the Arc documentation, which that's a bit sad, to be honest. Yeah, I think they need to spend a lot more time and repairing the problems that they've introduced, getting things that the service systems that great, the systems that they've put in place, getting them to work properly and play nice with one another before they start making huge monumental changes and these huge big drops and introducing all these new gameplay mechanics and systems and whatever that are just going to add problems on top of problems on top of problems. That said, I love the game. That's why I'm streaming it. That's why I'm playing it. And it's just disappointing that they potentially are going to break it to a point where I'm going to end up having to say, well, it's not worth my while playing it anymore because it's not engaging, it's not fun, I'm sure everybody can sort of understand if they've played this game. I think they can understand. I'm not going to continue bitching about it. Come on, I know we've got no cyclones, but the winds need to behave as if we've got no cyclones. But yes, hopefully the wait isn't too long. Hopefully they'll actually get to and do it. Well, see, that's the sadness, the sad truth about it, Zoro. It really is. I mean, the player base is their bread and butter. So introducing bugs and then never fixing them is just going to alienate your player base, which is going to alienate your bread and butter, and you're going to lose in the long run. I don't know why they can't see that, other than, well, we've got their money now, so let's screw them over. It's a pretty crude way of putting it, but sheesh, come on. I mean, you stop and think about it. A game is just a massive, big piece of software. And from my experience in software development, one of the primary tasks that you spend most of your time on, at least probably 3/4 of your time, is on bug fixing. It really is. Because all software should be inherently stable. And if it's not, that means that you've either got shoddy developers, shoddy programmers, or just crap code. And in order to make something that's reliable in the long term, you fix those bugs. But it seems these days, game companies and game developers, bugs are an afterthought. They're like 10% of focus is on bugs, fixing them. And the 75% focus is on introducing new cool things. Well, if you're building new cool things on the back of something that's inherently broken, then your new cool things are going to be broken. Yeah. Hey, there are some bugs in Atlas that have been existing for the last couple of months, not just weeks. And apparently there's no ships of the damned out here at the moment. It's interesting. Although this ship is skating around like it's on ice, far out. And I will admit that actually is what makes it hard for me, because I've done software development and I have done some game development as well. And seeing the shoddiness of some of the stuff that's coming out these days, it's frustrating is probably the only word I will use at this point in time. Well, if this storm would just hurry up and go away, we might actually not skip all over the place. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, I think that settler's folly over there. Better keep an eye on the time. This is a rather long storm, this one. There we go. Excellent. Now, of course, the wind will change direction. Yep, that's settler's folly. That's the power stone over there. Sorry, Golden Age. We better use the right terminology. The Golden Age Island over that way, and there's another one over that way. Yeah, no, I'm not push. Alright, something just did a load. What was it? Yeah. Yeah, that's exactly right. If something is broken, adding new functionality to it is actually inherently is more likely that it's going to break things worse, because it's a system built on buggy code. But hey, I don't work for them. I'm sure they've got a master plan, whatever that might be. There's a shipwreck there, but I don't have facilities to be able to dive on it. Don't really think I could free dive it. Sharks would probably try and make mincemeat of me if I did. Oh, look, the fog comes in. And we just did a trade wind. Yeah. Oh, that's right. I'll just put my focus in our other project at the moment, and do it right. We don't have producers breathing it down our neck. We don't have the accountants dictating. So we'll do it right. At least that's the plan. Okay, I see that. Dead ahead. Ships of the Damned. V for Vengeful Violence. It looks like it's a red one of something. Hey! I told them to open. Why did they not open? Not so fast. Now, don't lose track of where they are. It is pointing east, southeast, southeast. Hey, Mordred. Exactly. I got some. We're not. Well, I built a new avatar last night for it. It actually is a person. It's not a mannequin, which is a good start. 6. In fact, it even looks like a person, which is even better. Journeyman speed sails and a masterwork some shit. I mean something. Something. That's what I meant. Something. Yeah, we were around that way, weren't we? There is actually another army ship of the damned out here somewhere. What was that? Pretty sure there was more than just the two of them. There usually is more than just two of them. Usually. Oh, there's a shipwreck over there. Look at that. Oh, large gun ports. Don't want large gun port. No, we don't like the mannequins. Mannequins ugly. Peepsels be better. However, it's only a female person avatar I've got in at this point in time. I'm going to be... Oh, didn't want it to be a galleon. Didn't want it to be two galleons. I mean, I'd probably take it. The other one vanished, of course. Because, I mean, that's what they do. And it's 12 quality. Okay. That one's not a 12, a low quality one. Not sure what level that one is, to be honest. T-pose, no leg movement. Really? You got a really bizarre sense of games. Didn't you? Gold and a jack-o'-lantern, seriously. Well, this section of waters is just that little bit safer now. And yes, I know we actually need the crew, but I'm not in a position to be able to take them at the moment. I think we'll have to do a concerted effort at some stage when we can get the majority of us on. Yeah, I mean, I could take 5, but I'm not gonna. And we'll have something like a Brigantine or something or other with a few more crew slots sitting a little bit off and coming in to pick them up after we take them out. It's probably going to be the easiest way. Oh yeah, Zorog, I was saying earlier about the new temple that's coming with the new patch. One of the stations you could put in there gives all company members the Sexton buff. Now I'm not sure whether close. I'm not sure whether that is just in the vicinity of the island that it is on, but you can have one per island, or whether it's just the cell. It probably is, logic would just be the cell. Ooh, tail and wings is a good idea. Well, then type the wrong thing. We won't know any different. Sure. I finally figured out what key it is that actually means that I can see all most of their names like that all the time. It's the end key. I figured it out because when I'm on push to talk, that's my push key. And every time I push it to talk, that toggles it on, then it toggles it off, then it toggles it on, then it toggles it off. Yeah. Now, for those people still in chat, just be advised that over the coming few days, I'm going to be revamping my entire schedule. I've got other priorities and some other things have come up, which is going to require me to actually... Well, I actually will be cutting back on the number of streams, but it's actually more a case of I won't be having days where I double stream. I'll be pulling them back to just a single stream a day because of the commitments I have. So yeah, drop back periodically and check on the schedule. That will give you the latest information there. And if you haven't done so already, I'd encourage you to hit that follow button. That way you get notified when I do actually stream, in case you're interested. And as I said before, by all means, go and check out Gportal. They're a fantastic game server hosting service. If you hit the link in the chat or in the panels below the video here on Twitch or over in the description on YouTube, you can get 5% off on any game server hosting you spin up with them. So yeah, go and check them out. They're a brilliant service. But for now, yeah, keep an eye out on the changes to my schedule, and no, you can go away. Go away. And check back frequently, or like I said, follow and then get notified when I'm streaming next. But until that time, happy sailing, happy adventuring, and I shall see you next time.